What's up, everybody? It's Astro Clipper Talk here, hitting y'all with a Clipper versus Celtic reaction for y'all. And it was a close game, man. It was a very close game. I was hoping my Clippers can get the win on this one. And we could sweep the series between the Clippers and the Celtics. So we did win earlier in this month, so I was hoping we could go to Boston and win another game against Boston. But we couldn't do that, man. It was a close game, 116, 110, hard fought. We had opportunities to extend our lead when we had it. And I feel like in the beginning was playing dumb basketball. The first 3 or 4 possessions in the game, we had turnovers, which we could have extended that out because we were stopping Boston. And while we was doing that, we was getting turnovers. And imagine if we were scoring baskets while we was getting those turnovers, without getting those turnovers, we would be in pretty good shape in that first quarter. But we fell in love with shooting the three ball way too much in that first quarter. I get it, we was hitting them, and when we hitting them, we are just like lethal from there. But we need to calm down, because it was too much of a good thing. We was living and dying by the three. We went on the street because it's missing all type of threes. Boston, instead of shooting threes, they was going inside, hurting us from the inside. And I'm over here screaming at the TV saying, "Yo, attack the basket! They're attacking the basket against us. Let's do the same. They ain't got no shot blockers in there. Sure, Horford's in there, and Derek White can maybe sneak around, get a couple blocks here and there as well, but." Everybody's all spread out right now. It's just like the lane was wide open for us to go in and just have a field day, and we was refusing to do that in the most of the second quarter. I'm just like, yo, why are we playing so complicated right now? Let's make it easy. Let's make it simple. We go to the paint. Good stuff will happen. Once we get into the paint, the defense is going to get sucked in, and we're going to start throwing the ball out. We can whip the ball around. We can get some good shots like that. Because we were getting contested threes, but if we would have went into the paint, drew some defenders, and passed it out to open shooters, it would have been way much better. And way much better 3-point attempts instead of the contested ones was taken in the first quarter and throughout that second quarter. And you knew that we all knew Tyronn Lue was thinking it, because the moment he called a timeout, I think around the 4 or 5 minute mark, and after that timeout, the Clippers did 4 straight possessions and going straight into the paint, and they was like, getting anything they wanted. Kawhi got a good shot. Paul George got a good shot. Kawhi went in there and got a good couple assists to some shooters. And it's just like, yo, we're making it too hard for us. Just go to the paint and everything's going to open up for us. And that's what we're doing since the second quarter and the third quarter. Good stuff was happening when we were basically going inside the paint, sucking in the defense, and kicking it out. We was making it too complicated by shooting all these contested threes. We was kind of doing the same thing in the beginning of the third quarter, but we was hitting them, and I was like, okay. And Kawhi made back-to-back threes, and he was having a hell of a game, man. But that's Don Dollar Kawhi Leonard for you, man. He was having a hell of a game, and like I said, this was a good game. We had 2 dynamic duos right now going against each other. We got Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown versus Kawhi Leonard and PG, and it did not disappoint. KG, I think Kawhi, to be honest, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, I feel like they won the matchup more than Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, because it felt like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum was more inefficient than Paul George and Kawhi. Those two look like they was more efficient on their looks and field goal attempts, because we all know Boston kind of live and die by Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. If those two ain't getting off, it's hard for them to win. And I know that kind of regards for any team with star players, but that's what it looked like that goes by with Boston. But Kawhi Leonard had a great game. He had 26 points. Paul George had 24 points. So the dynamic duo did their thing. Morris has 12 points. Zubac had 13 points and 11 rebounds. I wish he would have asserted himself more in the paint, like give us more of a paint presence over there, because every time he got in the paint, he couldn't get stopped. He couldn't be stopped. He was getting mismatches he was doing slip screens with Paul George, getting dunks off of that and everything. Like, we was looking good with Zubac in the game, but the problem with him being in the game is there was Celtics were attacking him on the pick and roll, and Zubac doesn't know when, like, for example, it was this one play, I believe it was in the second or third quarter, but Kawhi Leonard sees Jason Tatum was doing the pick and roll so he can get Zubac on him so he can just score on him, get past him, get around him, quick as possible, get a quick basket. Kawhi sees it, so he tries to run over there and help. Zubac sees this. Instead of trying to have Jason Tatum go to Kawhi Leonard's side, he's over there leaning to the right, keep going, like scooting his feet to the right. I'm like, no, you don't do that. You're giving that side up. Now Jason Tatum is going to literally blow by you, and he's going to get the layup and dunk, and that's what happened. And that happened a couple of times. Marcus Smart was going at Zubac and winning. Like all these matchups against Zubac, they was winning because he's not fast enough to stay on him. He's not playing smart defense. He's not being like smart while guarding these guys. Like you gotta accept the help and like do your thing. Send the guy you're guarding to the help. You cannot try to have them go through your side. You go through your side, they're blowing right past you. And Ty Lue saw this, so he had to take Zubac at the game, which sucks because he was doing great things for us by rebounding and scoring inside. So and playing defense for us, like when being that paint presence inside. But this was the type of game this was the type of game was basically a small ball lineup basically, and Batum got hurt. I believe in the second quarter, he had to go in the locker room. He came back, and he literally was a no-go. Like, even though he came back in the game, you can tell he's not the same Batum that moves around, play defense, make his open threes. He was hobbling out there. He was lingering, and we all saw it. The commentators saw it. Mike Fratello was like, yo, Batum is not moving the same like he usually is. And that was kind of one of the detriments because they was attacking Batum, and Batum really couldn't do nothing because he was on an ankle. Props to Batum for being a trooper, trying to play through that angle, but we did not need Batum for this game if he's going to be not play on that injured ankle because he's no good to us when he's injured like that, and he's not and he can't be mobile on defense or offense like that. It was hard for this dude to move basically. So why Covington was not in the game? I do not know. He should have been in the game if we was going to do small ball lineup. Like, this is the stuff you have him for. If Batum ain't doing his thing and Zubac cannot play because if he's injured or because the matchups call for it, bring in Covington. Bring in Rocco. He probably would have got a couple of deflections for us, a couple of steals. Hey, probably made a couple of threes for us. We never know. And you know why we won't know? Because Ty Lue did not put him in. Ty Lue had a lot of questionable decisions tonight, rotation-wise, where I'm just left scratching my head. I'm just like, why didn't you put Rocco in? Like, Batum hurt, put Rocco in. Why did Terrence Mann only get 5 minutes? Why did he only get 5 minutes? This guy been helping us all season. When Paul George is hurt, when Kawhi Leonard is hurt, when we were going through that whole thing the past week or 2 weeks where we didn't have Kawhi or PG or Luke Kennard or Norman Powell, T-Man was doing his thing for us. He was doing his thing. He's showing why he could be one of the best young players in this league. Like, of course, not like superstar-wise, but he can be there, maybe a French all-star if he be a star to get started minutes because he does too much good stuff for him not to be on the court. So him not being there in this game was freaking ridiculous by Ty Lue. So Ty Lue has to take an L on that one. Definitely giving him only 5 minutes. Terrence Mann should at least get like 20 minutes tops, man. And John Wall was it was rough for John Wall, man. Like, he made a couple of threes here and there, but you're not good to us if you're not attacking the paint, John. This was John Wall calling card right here. He uses his speed, uses explosive athleticism to get past his defenders to get to the basket. We didn't need him shooting threes. He should have went to the basket because that lane was open like it was like Moses opening the water. It's like, I don't get it. Like parting the sea. That's what it was. It's like Moses parting the sea. John Wall had that opportunity to destroy the Boston Celtics inside because the Boston Celtics defense was spread out. Definitely when Zubac wasn't in the game, the Clippers defense was spread out and the Celtics was like spread out. It looked like 5 out for both sides, basically. And that paint was wide open. And John Wall refused to go to the paint for some reason. Reggie Jackson went there a couple of times, and I'm happy that he did that. But he kind of had a bad end to finish the night too. I think he should have been more aggressive taking a shot. It felt like sometimes he deferred too much to Kawhi and PG, which I understand they're the two superstar players on the team, so that's what you're gonna do, and you got to be the floor general. But sometimes you just got to go in and do your thing. Reggie Jackson is really good doing the floater or the teardrop. He could have been just light Al Horford up with them with those floaters all night. And they could adjust to him. That he could kick out. He could have been doing that, but he was not aggressive. Like he was not aggressive like he was last game in Toronto. So he wasn't aggressive. John Wall was definitely not aggressive. John Wall not going into the paint and scoring or like bringing the defense in for him to pass out. He is no good to us. These guys was leaving him wide open to shoot threes. Give him credit. He made a couple of them, and I'm happy for him that he did that. But other than that, he was missing the open shots he was getting, and he was not being aggressive going to the paint. I don't know why he wasn't doing that. It's just we had a lot of things going on in this game. Definitely the refs. The refs are just terrible. Oh my goodness. I did not know if I don't know if I'm right, let me know in the comment section down below after this video when it's done. But I believe I heard Scott Foster was refereeing this game. I'm like, oh man, we screwed. Scott Foster is one of the most one-sided referees you can have if you're the road team. And it's just like every time we touch Boston, it's a foul. Granted, some of it was foul, so I'm not gonna say like most of it wasn't. But like it felt like the referee was in Boston's pocket, and I don't want to make excuses because we could have still had won the game. But it felt like Boston Celtics definitely had the referees in their pockets. But Boston, great win. Y'all beat a good team. Clippers the 4th seed in the West, so that was a good win for y'all guys. I got y'all payback for us beating y'all in Los Angeles. So the series is split 1-1, and hopefully we get to see these two once more in the finals to see who's going to win it all. But yeah, that's pretty much I got on this game. Ty Lue should have played Terrence Mann more. Batum should not have been out there when he couldn't move because of his ankle. Hopefully he gets well soon. He probably won't be able to play Saturday. And I think Reggie Jackson was horrible too, so hopefully he'll be all right. John Wall, please be more aggressive attacking the rim. Stop being so passive shooting these threes. Paul George, please be more aggressive too, getting to the rim. I see too many things of Paul George just like going to the paint and he passed it out. I get you trying to be a playmaker and everything, but sometimes just lay the ball up, man. Like he got that 3-point play in the 4th quarter to get us that lead. Keep doing stuff like that. Beat these guys up inside. They did not have shot blockers. Robert Williams is not going to be going crazy right there trying to block shots or dunks right now while he's trying to literally come back from injury right now. Why he's on that minute restriction right now. He's not going to be doing anything crazy. He actually had a good game, though, so I'm happy Robert Williams is back for the Celtics. But, yeah, Kawhi, beast game. He's just showing like he's an all-star this year. Hopefully get more games on his belt so more people can see it and he get voted in by the coaches. I don't think he's going to get voted in for the fan votes. Hopefully he does get voted in as a fan vote. That'd be pretty awesome. Paul George was doing his thing. But, yeah. Tough loss for the late Clippers, but it was still a good game, man. You can always try to learn for something from losses like this and try to take it into the next game. But moving on to the next game, Indiana on Saturday, 12 o'clock. I'll give my reactions after the game or maybe a prediction before the game as well. I'll let you know about that later. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for my thoughts and reaction of this Clipper and Boston game. Good game. Fun game for your NBA fan looking at these two dynamic duos, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown going against Kawhi and PG. And, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hopefully y'all enjoyed this reaction / thoughts of the Clipper and Boston game. If y'all new to the channel, make sure I hit the subscribe button. Clipper Nation, yeah, so you can keep up to date with all my videos, all my reactions, my thoughts after the games and everything. And, yeah. Stay safe, stay healthy for wherever y'all are. Have a beautiful, wonderful night, and see y'all later, guys. Deuces. And Happy New Year's. Maybe I think it's in January 1st, but if not, Happy New Year's if I don't do a video on Saturday. But see y'all later.